Brock Lesnar WrestleMania 42 plans revealed. Unexpected names advertised for Royal Rumble 2026. Dominik Mysterio shown as AEW Champion on AAA, LA Knight's WWE return date revealed. Jade Cargill responds to criticism over lack of title defenses. Major star quietly leaves WWE. Let's get started. Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania 42 plans revealed. Brock Lesnar is officially back on WWE's radar, and all signs point to his return kicking off at the 2026 Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns is expected to be involved as well, but make no mistake, Lesnar's presence is the real story, especially with WrestleMania headed to Las Vegas. Behind the scenes, WWE is once again talking seriously about Brock Lesnar versus Gunther at WrestleMania. This isn't a new idea. The company tried to pull the trigger twice before. The first time, Gunther wasn't seen as a true main event force yet. The second time, everything collapsed when Lesnar was removed from plans due to the Janelle Grant lawsuit. Now, the timing finally feels right. Lesnar has already re-established himself, returning at WrestlePalooza in September 2025 and scoring a massive win over John Cena after appearing at SummerSlam. TKO has cleared him, and WWE has quietly been lining him up for a marquee WrestleMania program ever since. And then there's Gunther, arguably the most dangerous man on the roster. Making John Cena tap out in his retirement match at Saturday night's main event wasn't just symbolic, it was a statement. Internally, WWE now sees Gunther as a legitimate monster who belongs in the ring with Lesnar on the biggest stage possible. Both men are expected to enter the 2026 Royal Rumble, and honestly, WWE may only need one moment, one stare down, to ignite a feud fans have been begging for. If everything stays on track, WrestleMania 42 could finally deliver the unstoppable force versus immovable object showdown years in the making. So the question is simple. Are you guys ready for Brock Lesnar versus Gunther at WrestleMania? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Dominik Mysterio shown as AEW Champion on AAA, fans watching AAA's television debut on Fox Latin America got a surprise they definitely weren't supposed to see. During a flashy AI-driven video segment, Dominik Mysterio was briefly shown wearing a championship belt with the AEW logo clearly displayed, instantly sparking confusion online. The vignette featured Mysterio talking up his success in AAA while firing off promo-style shots at major stars like Canelo Alvarez and Bad Bunny. But one quick animated image stole all the attention. Despite the visual slip-up, Mysterio is still firmly holding the AAA Mega Championship and WWE Intercontinental Championship. The AEW belt appearance is widely believed to be nothing more than an AI production error, not a tease, crossover, or storyline hint. The timing made the moment even more bizarre, as Mysterio is currently sidelined with a shoulder injury suffered at AAA's Guerra de Titanes event last month. WWE confirmed the injury on Raw, first saying he'd be out indefinitely before later reports clarified that surgery isn't needed and his return should come within weeks. Meanwhile, AAA's title scene continues to move forward. On the same broadcast, El Hijo del Vikingo secured a future Mega Championship match after defeating El Grande Americano with help from Omos. With Mysterio recovering and a new challenger waiting, AAA's championship picture remains active even after an unexpected on-screen mistake stole the spotlight. Unexpected names advertised for Royal Rumble 2026. WWE is already loading the chamber for the 2026 Royal Rumble, and a newly revealed billboard in Saudi Arabia just poured gasoline on the hype. Spotted in Riyadh on January 18th, the massive advertisement for the January 31st premium live event features several unexpected names now being promoted for the show. Tatum Paxley, Ethan Page, Lola Vice, Hendry, and Thea Hail all appear on the billboard, a clear sign that WWE's NXT roster could play a major role in this year's Rumble. But one face on that ad tells a much bigger story. Oba Femi's inclusion feels anything but random. Over the past few weeks, the former NXT champion has been popping up in vignettes across both Raw and SmackDown, signaling the start of his main roster takeover. He's already relinquished the NXT title, and now, with his image front and center on Royal Rumble advertising, WWE appears ready to make The Ruler a full-time main roster force. This billboard drop follows a January 2 report from WrestleVotes Radio, which revealed that WWE has been internally planning around several major names for the event. Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Chad Gable, Dominik Mysterio, Jacob Fatu, and Tiffany Stratton were all either scheduled or heavily discussed for the Saudi Arabia show. According to WrestleVotes, multiple sources confirmed that talent availability for the Royal Rumble has been a major focus behind the scenes, and the names being promoted only raise expectations. With WWE spotlighting rising stars like Oba Femi and Lola Vice alongside established heavy hitters, it's clear the company is aiming to shake up the road to WrestleMania in a major way. The full lineup hasn't been announced yet, but this billboard alone makes one thing clear. The 2026 Royal Rumble is shaping up to be anything but predictable. Are you guys ready to see new blood make an impact on the main roster? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. LA Knight's WWE return date revealed. LA Knight has been off WWE TV since early December, and the silence hasn't gone unnoticed. Fans have been counting the weeks, waiting for the moment he finally storms back into the spotlight. His disappearance traces back to the December 8th episode of Raw, where a vicious assault from Bronson Reed and Logan Paul left Knight laid out and written off TV with a storyline injury. Since then, the guessing game has been non-stop. But now, the picture is getting clearer. There was brief hope that Knight might resurface during WWE's European tour, with rumors swirling about a potential appearance in Dusseldorf. His name even showed up on internal travel lists, and cryptic social media posts only added fuel to the fire. But when the shows came and went, Knight was nowhere to be found, leaving fans more confused than ever. At this point, everything is lining up for a major return at the 2026 Royal Rumble on January 31st in Riyadh. Multiple sources indicate Knight is locked into plans for the Rumble match, where he's expected to reignite unfinished business with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. In other words, the story picks up right where it left off. There's still no word on whether WWE will tease his return on Raw beforehand, but some believe the company is holding Knight back on purpose. Saving his comeback for the Rumble would turn it into a true shock moment, exactly the kind of surprise that event is known for. Looking ahead, the future looks bright for LA Knight. Behind the scenes, WWE reportedly sees him as a cornerstone babyface heading into 2026, signaling that a serious push could be right around the corner. Bottom line, the wait may finally be over, and when LA Knight returns, it won't be quiet. Jade Cargill responds to criticism over lack of title defenses. Jade Cargill may be holding the WWE Women's Championship, but she's also holding firm on one thing: she doesn't care what anyone thinks. Over the weekend, Cargill found herself trending after her new rival, Jordynne Grace, called out an uncomfortable fact. Jade hasn't defended her title since winning it from Tiffany Stratton at Saturday night's main event in November. That's a 77-day gap, and fans definitely noticed. Cargill wasted no time firing back on X, staying fully in character. "Y'all want me to defend my title against a nobody. If I'm going to defend my title, it's going to be against somebody who is competition." But behind the bravado, there's a real problem brewing in the SmackDown women's division. Since winning the championship, Cargill has only competed twice on television, both quick squash matches against B-Fab and Alba Fire. The stalled title scene isn't entirely on her. Tiffany Stratton reportedly stepped away with an undisclosed injury after losing the belt. Bianca Belair has been out since breaking her knuckle at WrestleMania 41, and a planned feud with Mission was dropped after Mission was injured during the holiday tour. Meanwhile, stars like Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Nia Jax are tied up in the tag division. So while Jade Cargill is playing the role of an untouchable champion, the bigger issue is hard to ignore. The women's title picture on SmackDown has been stuck in neutral, and something has to give. Major star quietly leaves WWE. Tommaso Ciampa has quietly disappeared from television, and the signs are pointing to a full exit. After weeks of speculation, new updates suggest Ciampa is no longer part of WWE's plans, and his tag team has already been dismantled behind the scenes. Earlier this month, Bodyslam reported that Tommaso Ciampa does not plan to renew his WWE contract once it expires, with expectations that he would transition back into a singles role. Since that report dropped, Ciampa has vanished entirely from WWE programming. According to Fightful Select, Ciampa hasn't been backstage at SmackDown or any recent WWE events. Sources indicate the original report is playing out exactly as expected, though those within the company are choosing to keep details quiet out of respect for his privacy. One major ripple effect is the apparent end of DIY. Johnny Gargano is now being treated strictly as a singles competitor, signaling that the longtime tag team is effectively finished. Gargano remains paired on screen with Candice LeRae, his real-life wife, but Ciampa's role in WWE appears to be over. With Triple H leading creative, there's still curiosity about what could have been for a former NXT cornerstone, once considered one of the brand's most intense and compelling stars. For now, all signs suggest Ciampa's WWE chapter is closing. Where he lands next remains the biggest question, and one the wrestling world is watching closely.